Hello, I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share with you my stewed fruit recipe. This is a little bit of a different stewed fruit recipe than the one included in my recipe book. So if you purchase my recipe book, you have more of my French inspired one, which I really love. But this one is a little bit more in your face, a little more bold, meaning there's a lot of flavor, a lot of punch. And I really love stewed fruits for so many reasons. We're gonna really dive into all of that. But if you are new to this channel, I'm so excited that you're here. I'm a postpartum doula for over 11 years, and I serve the community here in San Diego. And I'm so excited to share these postpartum chats and really just educate and empower mamas every single day to know that they deserve better and their healing really matters. Also, if you are returning back, thank you so much for hanging out on our cozy community. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and also subscribe to my newsletter. My newsletter is full of so many hidden gems. I send all these goodies to you every couple of weeks, sometimes every day, depends on what my jam is. But I'm excited to talk about all things postpartum. Today, we're really going to dive into how to prepare for postpartum because there's just so much information out there of what you do need, what you don't need in terms of birth. But postpartum is kind of like the Wild West. It's you just keep going and, you recover. It's you're expected to just get going. And there's just so much to prepare for that time. It's similar to your birth. You're preparing for all the ups and downs. And so I'm here to really guide you, help you learn all that you need to know about postpartum and preparing for it. So let's dive into this recipe. I'm so excited. It's a very simple recipe. It'll maybe take you 10 to 20 minutes. The prep time maybe is about 10 minutes. So altogether, you're looking at maybe 30 minutes, but it really can be as simple as you want, or you can stew it down for quite a bit of time and it takes a little bit longer. So anyways, I'm excited to start this wonderful recipe with you all, and let's get into it. Here are the amazing ingredients that you're going to need for this recipe. Again, always, in the description below, you can see all the ingredients that you will need and, the measurements and all that. Some raw ginger, some prunes, we have some figs, apricots, we have some cinnamon sticks, black peppercorn, fennel, cloves, whole cloves. We have cardamom still in their pods, and then we have our chia seed and our coconut. An amazing ingredient in this recipe is ghee, and I use this one from Goddess Ghee. I'm going to put the information below, but it's small batch and it's just so amazing. This one has honey, chamomile, fennel, ginger, Celtic sea salt, and cardamom, but I just obsessed, and it's just so delightful to add that in there. We'll use what we can there. We might have to sub with a little bit more ghee somewhere else, but this is the go-to, and you're going to want one of these little mortars. So make sure that you have one of these to do the job in crushing all of these amazing spices. In this recipe, I put all of the spices in a little mortar here very easily. So I would just encourage you to do the same. I'm just dropping the cloves in like this. I'm grabbing the fennel seed and throwing that in. I'm grabbing the cinnamon sticks are going to be for later, so I'm going to add those probably over there in the corner. And then the pepper, we're going to grind the pepper and get that in there too. And then we're going to want to put the cardamom pods in here, but we need to really quickly I did this once a couple times on a video when I first started doing more Instagram, and oh boy, I got so many messages about my use of cardamom and how I use way too much. And let me tell you, cardamom is a true favorite of mine that was discovered later in life. So I can't help it. I know it's expensive, but it's so divine. And anytime I see a latte with this beautiful spice in there, I cannot help but get it immediately. So just love myself amazing cardamom. so we have our beautiful stewed fruits here. We're going to get them in on the stove soon, but we want to put our spices in. I love putting a good spice blend here, and I'm going to just sprinkle that in. You could definitely just take the spices as whole and put them in like a little bag and just put them in there to soak. But I want the spices all incorporated, and I'm not shy with fennel. So if you're shy with fennel, just omit or use like a ground up fennel, or another alternative is to put kind of like a nut bag or some type of cheesecloth in there to hold all of the spices for you. So don't feel like you have to have the spices in there just everywhere, but I like to consume the spice. I always start out with 2 cups of water and then I see what I need, but I'm just gonna put about a cup and then we'll just go cup by cup. But usually about 2 cups is all you're going to need here. Stewed fruits are going. It's going to take a little bit of time. We're just going to keep mixing it and getting it up to boil first, and then we're just going to simmer it and keep mashing. But I want to chat a little bit more about the nourishment element. So really looking at foods as being such a medicine during postpartum. They can heal, they can help you with your tears if you have a tear, they can help you with breast milk if you have breast milk supply issues, they can help you with resting. Food is really a medicine. So I think often we get lost in there being a cure-all or something to really fix us to make us feel good immediately. With postpartum, you need a lot of time, a lot of rest, and it's sometimes we feel like we don't have the time, we don't have the rest, and most oftentimes the days slip by so fast because you're caring for your baby's needs and you're in postpartum and you're like, what about my needs? So really, again, that's what that healing element, really getting into place, things that can help you while you heal, things that can help you with the nourishment, and then really focusing overall on having a great extra set of hands. So support is going to be key so that you can rest, you can nourish, you can do all these things. So what I love to encourage families to do is with nourishment is really focus on preparing for postpartum meals now if you can during pregnancy, and they will really just support you throughout the time, and just aim for 6 weeks of meals, whether that looks like a mix of a meal train with family and friends, that looks like freezing meals, or that looks like ordering from a meal delivery service, or have a doula in your home like myself that comes in as a postpartum cook and we cook for you. So there's a lot of things to kind of prepare in that realm, but having an open conversation with your friends, your family, your partner is going to be your best friend to help you really get on point and you get focused on what you're going to need. I would highly suggest having a nesting party, and you can check out all of my information on my Instagram about nesting parties, also on my blog. I have a nesting party guide, but a nesting party can really be a time where your family and friends come over and help you with preparing for nourishing foods and really get you all the things you need in your fridge and freezer. Okay, this is up to boil, so let me just give it a little mash. So that can be really helpful to preparing for your postpartum journeys, to have a nesting party. And also at that nesting party, or even if you just don't have one, have a printout on your fridge of the foods, where they're going to be at what day during the week, so that there's no question of like, what are we going to eat? Because food, again, is going to be that healer for you during postpartum. Your body needs it, your tissues, everything that's healing, recovering after 9 months of pregnancy needs that nourishment. And then let's chat about cocooning, because I feel like cocooning is something that's very rarely talked about for postpartum, but it's something that makes my practice very unique, and I find it to be essential, is preparing your space, preparing your environment, preparing your cocoon, really giving your space an environment that lift it needs before you get into postpartum, so that you can rest. Meaning, is your bedroom in the space that it needs to be in, the shape that it needs to be in for you to rest? Your home environment, is it breathable? Is it clean? Have you done a deep clean? These are all things to think about. And again, in my course, I go in more in depth and really show you how to prepare your nest, and then also after, like during postpartum, after your birth, how you can create it so it's very easeful for family and friends to help you continue caring for your nest. So I really just prepare you for the pre, all the things you're going to need for postpartum, and the post, family and friends continuing to taking care of your home or your environment, or if you hire out or have someone else help you with your cooking and cleaning. So anyways, preparing for that environment, or your environment, is going to be your best friend as well, because it is going to create an easeful place for you to rest and connect with your newborn. It's hard to rest when you're thinking about 5,000 projects that you never finished. Not saying that everything gets buttoned up and finished before birth, but us as mothers, we need to have a nest that's prepared and fortified for us to feel like we can be at ease. This is looking so delicious, and it smells so good, you guys. It smells so good. So can you tell that I already need that water? So now I'm gonna add that extra cup of water in here. And then it probably is gonna be good with that. And I'll just put the heat up a little bit more so we can get that up to temp as well and get it going. But it's smelling amazing. It smells like fall in here. And that's really what postpartum is. It's like a fall winter time where your body's healing after a very warm summer, in a sense, carrying your baby. So preparing your cocoon is going to be so helpful for you and getting that established nest for you and how to continue caring for it. Again, my guide goes into that briefly, but also my postpartum course, which is on sale, goes into it super in depth. So that's going to be really beneficial for you. What I love to do with stewed fruits is put it in a nice bowl and put some maybe congee on the bottom or oats on the bottom, and then you can put the stewed fruits on top. And maybe you're wondering why we're making stewed fruits, and I touched on it briefly, but basically stewed fruits are really great for after birth, for constipation, and just for that first 6 weeks after birth. There's so many different cultures that have something similar of creating kind of something that stimulates the bowel movement. Fruits can be really helpful for bowel movements. And of course, if you give birth in a hospital, most times they're going to give you something to stimulate that first bowel movement, whether that's Colonase or some other medication. But I would encourage you to look into maybe a natural approach if that's something that feels comfy for you, because fiber in a very easy digestible way can be something that really helps regulate the body long term. So you continue having those foods for the first 6 weeks, and most of my mama clients have great consistency with their bowel movements. I really love stewed fruits for that first 48 hours. So if you're preparing for something for that first 48 hours after birth, this can be a really great snack or meal to have on top of oatmeal, like I said, or you could put a smear of it on top of a sourdough toast, or just have it in general to, eat, whatever. But I think it would be really valuable to you, and having it just in your back pocket, just in case you are, feel like you need to have it. It's great for birth fuel as well, so helping you fuel through your birth, but most importantly, that first 48 hours to really get your digestion going and getting it where it needs to be. We often forget about how much we do need fiber, but fiber after birth can be very challenging because sometimes it's too much for the system. So this is a very light, easy, minimal way that we can incorporate fiber, and it's pretty much all cooked down for you. So I actually have a 48-hour guide, so you can check that out also on my Instagram and on my website, and that can kind of guide you with what you'll need for that first 48 hours. Along this journey of creating stewed fruits. I'm so excited that you can incorporate it in the first 48 hours after birth to really help with bowel movement. So I hope if you get anything from this conversation is that it can be really helpful for digestion right after birth. But you are welcome to check out my course. So the postpartum course, Heal, Nourish, Cocoon, is the perfect postpartum course of 6.5 hours of just amazing information to help you grow and learn more about postpartum. It's for your partner, it's for you, it's your mom, dad, doula, whoever is your support team for postpartum. Have these ones watch it with you, or you can just, empower them after. But it includes a 6.5 hour course full of modules of discussions, conversations, tutorials, hands-on workshops, as well as my course book that is only available, my digital book is only available with the course. So you're welcome to dive into that, and you can look at the link below. It is everything you're going to need to prepare you for postpartum. We talk about the healing elements, the nourishing, and the cocooning. So anyways, I'm so excited to share that my course is currently on sale. It is at the price of $450, but today we're doing a big old sale for the whole month of August. So if you haven't joined, please go ahead. Enrollment will be closed for the next months after. So if you're watching this later on, you can email me if you want to be put on the wait list. But if you are getting close to August or in August, I'm so excited that you could be a part of this sale. It's just never been done before, so I'm really excited to share this all with you. Anyways, I'm gonna dive into this amazing stewed fruit recipe, and I hope that you take care.